Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to. Well, I've put it up as Friday video film night, but we'll see what happens. Now, it's been so hot today, so I thought what we'll do is maybe a breathing exercises. We haven't done them for a little while, and we really should be doing them. So I know that I'm thinking about doing changing the formats to the live stream. Still Monday's Q&A, and Wednesday maybe doing some exercises that we've been doing in the past. Just some dry exercises, mix it up with the park sessions. But I'd really like some feedback from you guys to see what you would like, and I think the Q&A works quite well. But if anybody out there sees this video and wants to kind of ask us to do something, we can do something as we move forwards. The pools look like they're going to open up in September, but we are going to lakes pretty much every week. We were in Freefest last week down in Cornwall, which is why I didn't manage to do any live streaming. I was a little bit behind the curve on that. Haven't quite worked out how to do that, but I'm working on it. So this week I'm going to show a film. I'm going to talk about a film, and then it's a film that you haven't seen. Okay, but I'm gonna put it out there, see what you guys think. Talk about it a little bit, and then I'd really like to do some breathing exercises, just some breath awareness, just in the hot weather, just to mix it up a little bit. So to start with this film, the Friday night film night. So as you may know, we went to Iceland a couple of years ago. It wasn't last year, so was it? No. Yeah, the year before last. And we were meant to be going this year, but of course we didn't go this year because it was all cancelled last minute. But we're looking to go next year. And when we went last time, we were asked by Sporosub to do some filming for them. So we put together a little video of us all wearing the Sporosub kit. And if you watch back the video that we made, the No Tanks video, you'll see a few of the little tricks, little behind the scenes things that you can't see in the Sporosub film. So we've got the Sporosub film here. Hopefully you can see it in the future, because it's got some music which isn't as, but it's got very good music. So I just wanted to put it out there. But there's some shots like us walking through the snow, and if you watch our video, you'll see how we filmed that. But it was really good fun to film, and we found some really off the beaten track locations. And most of them that were up north, the off beaten tracks. So we went up north to the Silfra of the North, which is, I think, better than Silfra itself. Partly because it is so far away from anywhere else, but just the pillars that you have either side of the channel. So you'll see there's a fantastic shot of Arno swimming along the channel, just dolphining along and between these pillars. And I think that was just incredible. Well, he says it was incredible to do it, but it was incredible to film him, and just the shot is just incredible. And just the distance you can see underwater. So that's the Silfra of the North. We also did obviously Silfra. There's some shots in Silfra, but most of it's the other locations that we did. Up north, there's also a place that we didn't get to, which we're looking to go back to next year, which is a really shallow river, but with the same crystal clear water, but it's got some life in it as well, which is quite interesting. We also found a cave, which, well, when I say we found it, it's known that there's a cave with some warm water in it, so we jump in our swimmers. Not in the Sporosub video, but in our video. And the interesting thing was, there's two caves that you can swim in, and we found a tunnel that led between them. But the only reason you'd find it is if you had a torch, and we weren't looking for it, and were confident enough to go through the swim-throughs, and a couple of them were quite tight because you couldn't see the exit. So we kind of Hipster and Mika took it turns to go a little way in until they knew they could come back out, go a little way further, and then come back out. And the last time went through, made sure there was an airspace, and daylight was coming through, so they knew there was an airspace with fresh air. So they kind of came up, and then we called them through. So possibly the first people ever discovered. There was 6 swim-throughs in total, and 4 of them were leading between these caves, which was just incredible to discover that. Anyway, I digress. So without further ado, I'm going to put on this film, which is the Sporosub advert, which I say hasn't really been, well, it's never been put out. So unfortunately, we did all the work for Sporosub. They sent us the kit, we did the filming, and they'd just been taken over, or the umbrella company had changed hands or something, and we were working with them. But then, literally, as soon as we got the advert done for them, they changed hands, and somebody from the marketing department left, and it never came out. And then even last year they were saying, "Oh, have you got that video?" I went, "Yeah, we've still got that video," and they've never used it. So we put this together. I think it's really good. I really like it. I enjoyed filming it. We had a crack filming it. All of us really enjoyed it. We put it together really well, but they never used it. So if anybody out there knows somebody at Sporosub's new hierarchical marketing department, then kind of put them through, and we can maybe still use it. Okay, so here we go. Oh, if you're wearing headphones, watch out. It's, in fact, I'm going to say more than that. Everybody, sit back, turn up the volume, sit back, really, really clear your mind for a few seconds. Watch this. Wow, so there you go. Amazing music by Sigur Rós there. Really enjoyed making that film. A little nod there with the red hats to Aqualung, who were the company that the UK company that kind of ran Sporosub at the time. And to keep on the theme of films, we are planning on making a film in September, COVID allowing, where we're going back to the Perseus, which is the English submarine that was sunk off the coast of Kefalonia, and we're trying to put together a kind of a film for for that. But so if anybody wants to get involved, then let us know. If anybody wants to doors slamming around the house. So if anybody wants to get involved with that, then let us know. It's really good. And if you want to come to Iceland again next year, we're going to go in April, then also let us know. Okay, so as promised, I said I was going to do some breathing exercises, and let's do some breathing exercises. So just breath awareness, just on a hot evening like this, really nice to kind of do some breathing exercises. So eyes closed, push your bum back into the seat, sit up nice and straight, in through the nose and out through the nose. Tuck the chin in. And just really, as you're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, really be just cast your mind back to the film you've just watched. And for me, it's the sharp edges of the rock that are just just so sharp because the water's so clear. Underwater, just the clarity and the sharpness of the rock. So breathing in softly through the nose and out softly through the nose. Keep your chin tucked in, crown the highest point of the head, relax the jaw. Allow the shoulders to soften. And start bringing your awareness to the fact that your belly is the only part of your body that's moving. So you're filling your belly full of air on the inhalation, and pulling the belly back on the exhalation. And we're not doing yogic breathing, yogic full breathing. We're doing efficient breathing. So our focus is on getting most of the lungs full in the least amount of energy. So that's why we're using just the diaphragm on its own. We're not using the intercostals, we're not using the clavicular, just the diaphragm. And the way we can use just the diaphragm is just concentrate like we're sitting now, making sure the only thing that's moving is our belly. Fill the belly full of air, pull the belly back. As you're doing this, make sure that you can feel, not make sure, that's the wrong word, just be aware of the weight of your body and how it's pushing into the chair. There's some moments like this that you can really imagine being underwater, especially as you've just watched that film. There's crystal clear water where you just, Arno there, as he was going through that gorge, was just gliding, just floating. Want to open your eustachian tubes, softening the jaw. You can soften the jaw, drop the jaw, yawn almost, and you can get the eustachian tubes to open up. If you can keep them open, you'll hear the air moving across, or sounds like it's moving across the eardrums. It's not, it's just moving in the back of the throat, but the sound, rushing of air sound, goes straight up the eustachian tube, so it feels like it's in the middle ear. It's called Ujjayi in Sanskrit. Really, if you try and drop the jaw, try and Softly yawn, open up your eustachian tubes. Hear that air moving. Then we're going to bring the awareness back to the diaphragm, back to the belly. Remember, there's 4 parts to the breath. So breathe with me. So breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, pulling the belly backwards, and then just relax and slowly allow the belly to fall forwards. So you're not stopping the air in the throat, you're consciously slowing the belly moving, falling forwards, and it will drawing air. There comes a point where it stops falling. You actively have to push the belly forwards to draw more air in. And then at the top of the breath, again, you have to consciously slow the belly down. If you just let go, the belly will fall back down, forcing air out. But control it so you're not causing any resistance in the throat. It's just controlling the belly, the diaphragm, till you get to the midpoint, and you have to pull the belly back to squeeze the end. So it's passive inhalation, active inhalation. Passive exhalation, active exhalation. Don't worry about how slow it is, just be aware of the different parts. Not counting, not slowing it down, just being aware of the 4 parts of the breath. When it changes direction at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath, there's no pause. It just comes in, it slows down, and it goes out. Remember, it's a silken thread with which we control. The breath is a silken thread with which we control the entire body. Now again, we're talking about the subtle changes and the control we have over the breath. At the top of the breath, so you've breathed in passively, then you're using the belly and the diaphragm to suck air in. Then at the top of the breath, just change as you breathe out through the mouth and feel how you changed where the path of the air is. You may have had the mouth closed, in which case the air was stopped at the lips, but at the bottom of the breath, what we're going to do is we're going to keep the mouth open and breathe in through the nose. Now you can feel there's a change. Feels like the back of the tongue is blocking it. The soft palate is moving, not the lips. So we're breathing in through the nose with the mouth open, out through the mouth. Again, we're not worried about how slow it is, just worried about the control of the breath. In the next exhalation, I want you to pulse between the nose and the mouth. I want you to get the change between breathing out through the nose, breathing out to the mouth, super soft. So now the only things are moving are the belly and the soft palate. Nothing else is moving. So breathe in all the way up to the top through the nose. And as you breathe out through the nose and then the mouth, and then the nose and the mouth, and just be aware of how little movement you need to switch over between the two. you'll find that the soft palate you're using to shut off the mouth, to force the air through the nose, the back of the throat, it's kind of how you make a K sound. The tongue's not moving, it's the back of the tongue that's moving. And now, I want you to breathe in through the nose still, and then breathe out through the mouth and the nose. So you relax the soft palate. And the question to you is, how are you stopping air coming out of the nose when you're breathing out through the mouth only? So breathe in through the nose only, and out through the nose and mouth. And then try and breathe out through the mouth only. So no air's coming through the nose. You can't actually stop the air coming out of the nose, but the path through the nose is so fine compared to the wide open mouth, you feel like most of the air's going out, or in or out, whichever way, through the mouth. But actually it's coming through the nose as well. So really be aware of that subtlety. That most of the air's coming out of your mouth, but some of it's coming out of your nose. And you can change it so you breathe purely through your nose, or you can change to mouth and nose. And if you're breathing very gently, you can feel the air coming through the nose and most of the air coming through the mouth. I'm going to do a couple of half holds just because they're so beautiful and they're so powerful. Possibly the most progressive learning will happen during half holds. So breathing fully, and then just let the belly go and stop there, just for a couple of seconds. Mouth open, allowing the air, if it wanted to go in through the nose and the mouth. And pull the belly back and in, all the way to the top, and then relax. And these half holds where the mouth and the nose are open, the only thing that's stopping you breathing is your decision to stop breathing. Pull the belly back, squeeze out the rest of the air, and again. And I'm going to make these longer, but it's up to you how long you hold them for. There's no closure of the air path, so breathe in all the way to the top, and then relax. If you're really still and really relaxed, you'll feel your heart moving a little bit of air in and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, continue to breathe out by pulling the belly back. Breathe in again. And these half holds are beautiful, beautiful things because it's just you making the decision. It's a pure tie-in of mental ability. And at the end of the breath hold, remember to squeeze out the air before breathing in. You've actually got half a lung full of air, so you should be able to do quite a long time. But it's very difficult because you've got there's a very Western way of doing things to work hard against things. So if you normally hold your breath, you'll lock off and pull against it and strain against it. But with the half holds, everything's open, all the airways are open, so it's just you deciding not to breathe. Remember, at the end of the breath hold, you've got to pull the belly back, squeeze out the rest of the air before you start breathing again. You should feel nothing is moving. There's no tension in the body at all. These are pure breath holds. Just do one more. Breathe in fully, relax. I find myself checking, make sure my airways are open just by kind of, and I don't know whether I do actually, I just don't think I imagine it, just kind of moving the belly just a tiny bit just to make sure air moves in and out. But I'm not sure I do. Okay, so bring your breathing back to normal, in through the nose and out through the nose. Sit up a little bit straighter, move away from the back of the chair if you want, move the head around a little bit, soften the shoulders. And as always, end of a breath hold, we bring ourselves back to what's in front of us slowly by rubbing our hands in front of our face until we feel the warmth in the palms. Cover the eyes. Slowly open your eyes behind your hands. Slowly take the hands away. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Monday we'll be back with Q&A. So if you have any questions, please message me. Hopefully we'll see you on Monday. You can ask questions live or message us earlier. And also I'd really like some ideas about how we can continue these, or what you want to see when we continue these over the next coming couple of months. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you next time. Ciao.